Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. In my opinion, simply put, ESG is a politicalization of investing in and continues to be weaponized by the radical left. I pulled the definition. The primary responsibility of fiduciaries is to run the plan solely in the interest of participants and beneficiaries for the exclusive purpose of providing benefits and paying plan expenses. Fiduciaries must act prudently and must diversify the plan's investments in order to minimize the risk of large losses. Am I correct in that? That's a definition, right? So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Mr. Reyes and Mr. Marshall, are asset managers required to tell their clients when they enter into these ESG-related pledges?
I think General Reyes has answered specifically that the answer is no.
No.
That there's not a direct disclosure requirement.
So I want to make sure that everyone understands. I'm an investor. I'm going to invest in ABC fund, right? But you have made an agreement or a pledge with an ESG investment, right? That is based on your belief of what is ESG compliant or whatnot. And you don't have to tell me that you've entered into that pledge. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Okay. Could you imagine if we did that like with a pro-life or something? I think my colleagues on the other side would actually go crazy. So a follow-up to that. If you're telling me that money managers can invest clients' money into ESG-approved companies without the knowledge of investors, yes, we can do that, right? So I heard the left talk about transparency. Is that a definition of transparent, not being transparent with the investors on the pledges that you've made behind their backs?
I think one of the major issues for attorneys general is for our consumers to make sure they're fully informed in business transactions in which they engage.
I mean, I am all for if people want people to have choice in where their money goes and what they look at, right? But if we're going to be honest and we're going to be transparent, wouldn't it make sense? What's the harm in saying, hey, I entered into a pledge that requires me to do some ESG stuff? What's the harm in that? What are we trying to hide? I don't understand that. Why the lack of transparency?
I'll say from Illinois' perspective, that's not a problem. We publish all of our corporate engagements online.
So everyone does that, or just Illinois?
We do that in our office. That's the only office I can control.
Okay, because I don't think, by the answer to my first question, our asset managers, and perhaps I'll repeat it, are asset managers required to tell their clients when they enter into ESG-related pledges? I believe the answer, and we can check the record, was no. So to me, that's lack of transparency. Maybe you have a different definition of transparency, but go ahead, Mr. Reyes.
Congresswoman, since you brought it up, and maybe it was a hypothetical that you were just throwing out, but if truly there were a pro-life agenda and information and there were indexes to establish what companies were doing to foster pro-life or pro-Second Amendment, whatever.
Pick one.
Pro-life, under the same arguments and logic, having a larger workforce would certainly help the economy. And in 18 years, you know, when you have a person of majority being able to enter the workforce, that's certainly even sooner than 2050 goals, ostensibly an even more impactful criteria. Would then my colleagues be equally open to considering all of that information? I don't know, but it's a good hypothetical.
I don't know either, but I have an opinion on where I think they might stand. But at any rate, in my opinion, ESG investments distribute money based on political agendas. That's not their job. It's not to have a political agenda. Rather, their earnings are best returned for savers. I mean, at the end of the day, rate of return needs to matter, because then we're going to go back when all of these investments fail, and we're going to look at the investment companies and say, well, you didn't return your investment. We have to be transparent with the American people. And if we can't be transparent with our ideological views, then what are we hiding? And that's all, that's the purpose in, let's just be transparent. And let's be transparent with a concept through all of our investing. And with that, I'm over, so thank you.
Hey, before you click on the next video, if y'all could do me a big favor and hit that like button. The algorithm loves it, and so do I, because it helps promote these videos and get the message out about what our government has been doing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every time I put out a video, you want to know about it, right? Thanks again, and have a good one. See you on the next one. Peace.